Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'll be speaking about how to use BIM or the common data models in waterworks. To introduce myself, I am Bořek Čerbák. I am an authorized engineer or structural engineer. I'm a member of CKAIT, and I have some 25 years of experience with 3D modeling. I work with AQUA PROCON, the company that designs water management infrastructure that's include everything from sewage systems, water treatment plants, and other things. We were established back in 1992. After that, new daughter companies were created. We are focusing on data acquisition, including the geodesy and drones. And I will be speaking why CDE, why a common development environment. If you look at the picture on the right, you know very well that as soon as we start speaking about BIM, if you have a group of people, usually there would be a BIM inside that or on that table. But for using BIM, we need a common development environment. We use various software across the market. Anything that is available, that means MicroStation, AutoCAD, Outplan, Revit, and we are trying to bring all of that together into a common development environment. As for the actual environment, we have been using that since 2018, where we use the CDE to allow us to work together with Revit, Allplan, and SIA engineer. We received the original proposal or original design in 2D, then we produced or generated a 3D design in Revit, then we use Allplan, and then from that we got data that we used for calculations and for the analytical model, and then we used that design. There were all kinds of elements. The naming was kept the same from the very beginning. So this is a CD environment, and individual colors represent the different layers. So, for example, this is a water management hall of CVUT Prague. We used this model, and we were able to fit the model to the actual object. The next activity is that we do is 3D scanning. And again, you see data acquisition from the actual works. So what you see from the outside, this was scanned inside. This was a scanning in a shaft, and then the data was used in the CDE and used with other softwares. Another example, Prefa Brno, we use these prefabricated pipes. They were produced in Allplan, and then we share it remotely. If I should tell you something about the experience with common development in environment, what I see as the advantage is to break individual objects to different models and then bring all those models into one single model. For example, here you can see the concrete, then the structure of the whole, then assembled parts. So those are different layers. I focus on the structural design of load-bearing components, and here you can see, for example, the structure and how we can break it down to individual parts, including the working gaps, including the reinforcement of individual, as you can see on the individual screens, then also bill of quantities for concrete, for steel and everything. This is LOD 350 with everything that it includes. Then CDE can also be used for data exchange. Here is an example. This is technology, or fitting the technology into the model. So, for example, how to find the loading of the structure. So I loaded the model into CDE, then I identified the parameters of the structure and the loads. This is another picture. Well, our main activities include also designing of water treatment plant, and we do combined models. For example, here we designed a model using drones. So we have a 3D cloud of points, and then we created model for the permit procedure. We created these models, and we don't have everything in 3D or in BIM. But the great advantage of the CDE is that we can also work with hybrid models. Here on these pictures, you can see that the 3D models are overlapping with 2D drawings. So we can use both 3D and 2D and overlap it, and it's a great thing. That can be used also with discussions with investors. Again, this is the same project, but it is a more advanced model where in one combined model we include the technology of the power of the water treatment plant, and it also includes the distribution pipes. This is another project. Another power treatment, a water treatment plan. Again, we have the existing condition and then the design stage. This is great for communicating with the investor. This is a project that we're working on right now. This is a pipe bridge in Brno, and we were hardly able to fit it with these pipes, and thanks to CDE we were able to get models from our partners, and then eventually we were able to design this model, including the supports and casing and everything. I don't know if you have read about that, but in Brno we had a failure of the water collector, and again the repair was done with the usage of a 3D model, and it worked like charm. This is another project. This was a provisional pipe bridge. Again, we used a number of softwares. We used a MicroStation, AutoCAD, Allplan, and Tekla. And then the individual data were processed in this shared environment or common environment, and the result is the final work. And I made a test. I made a test because in the design I wrote that the color of the structure would be RAL and then specific number, and they actually read it, and this is what they actually did. So we use this models and the CD for communication with other professions or with other disciplines. We use it for project manager and communication with investors. There are two types of projects. In one, we don't use the CDE fully. For example, some reconstructions. And there we're just deploying a CDE, but for new project we basically use the CDE everywhere. If there is a 3D or any building object, then we use CDE. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you for your attention.